The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus departed from there and came to his native place, accompanied by his disciples. When the Sabbath came, he began to teach in the synagogue, and many who heard him were astonished. They said, "Where did this man get all this? What kind of wisdom has been given him? What mighty deeds are wrought by his hands? Is he not the carpenter, the son of Mary, and the brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" And they took offense at him. Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor except in his native place, and among his own kin, and in his own house." So he was not able to perform any mighty deed there, apart from curing a few sick people by laying his hands on them. He was amazed at their lack of faith. The Gospel of the Lord. Endure your trials as discipline. God treats you as his sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? I was thinking about this reflection on discipline this morning. I was reminded of a story one of my friends told me from seminary. So there was a Catholic video that came out about, I guess, almost 20 years ago now, when I was in high school. And it was called The Fishers of Men. Right? Anybody ever seen The Fishers of Men about the priesthood? Yeah, super epic video. I remember I saw it when I was at a retreat when I was in high school. And it's got to be one of the best pieces of Catholic propaganda ever made. In the true sense, sometimes propaganda can be a really good thing. In fact, I think we need to be a lot better at that as Catholics, promoting good, strong Catholic propaganda, right? Putting out a good image the church. And so this video was a great example about that. It was about the priesthood. And it was this epic, it was about 15, 20 minutes, and interviewing some, great priests, and there were scenes in there. One scene in particular I remember that just seemed, very epic. It was this, there was a car crash on the side of the road, and there was a priest who happened to be driving down the road. And so, of course, he stopped and gave the man the last rites as he was dying, right? This really powerful scene in this Fishers of Men video, right? Anybody who watches that thinks, wow, being a priest, that would be awesome. That'd be amazing. And so I had this friend in seminary who had seen this, obviously, and he found himself in that same circumstance, actually. And he saw a car crash at the side of the road, and of course traffic was stopped, and he was pulling forward, and he pulled up near the scene, and he rolled down his window. All the cops were there, and he said, "Hey, I'm a Catholic priest." And they said, "Get out of here. I don't care if you're a priest. Get out." They told him to keep going. He said, "No, you don't understand. I'm a priest. I want to see this man needs the last rites." And they told him to just keep going. And it was a very humorous story that he shared with some of us at the seminary. Life as a priest is not always as glorious as some of those things might make it seem. There's things like that happen all the time. I remember my friends and I, we said we should really make a Fishers of Men real life, right? Giving examples of, finance council meetings and going to visit people in their homes, driving 40 minutes to visit a shut-in, and them not answering the door, right? All sorts of examples that can come up like that in the priesthood. And I think all of us experience different things like this, and I think that's relevant for this reading from Hebrews. Things that happen in our lives that are rather inglorious. It's God's way of disciplining us and teaching us how to love. Parenting is a particular example of this, day in and day out, constantly being disciplined for the sake of love, doing all these different menial tasks throughout the day. A priest friend of mine, he said that whenever things like that happen to him, he says, "Thank you, Jesus, for loving me this way." Right? And he kind of means it as a joke, but somewhat serious as well. I think that's a great thing for us to think about. The word discipline, the word that is in that is the same word for disciple. Right? It all comes from the same root word, to learn. All these different menial things that we experience, these different trials we experience in our lives, the various things that we have to put up with day in and day out, it's God's way of disciplining us, of teaching us. ultimately, it's one of the ways that He loves us.